how do I overcome the biggest objection of all? And I'm not talking about price here. I'm talking about incumbency. We're fine with what we got or what we're doing. We're currently good as your customers just swats you away like you're an annoying little fly. So what can you do to get them to listen to you? Hi, I'm Michelle Horn, serial entrepreneur and online marketer for the past 13 years. In this video, I'm going to explain what to say to get your customers' attention, how to avoid getting the brush off. So, what can you do to get them to listen to you? Now, first, we need to talk about why people try to give you the brush off to start with. The reason is you are interrupting them. They were doing something and you have broken the flow. Not only is this annoying, it immediately puts them on the defensive because they don't know why you're calling. Another issue is that they have already made a decision about whatever it is that you want to talk to them about. After all, they already have a supplier, or they have already decided not to go ahead with this, right? So they are relieved of that decision that has been made at some time by someone to do business with their current supplier. Not only have they moved on, they have a plate full of other more pressing issues to think about, right? For them, it's this one's out of the box, it's solved, it's done, and here you are coming along trying to force it back into the inbox. So no thank you. If it ain't broke, why fix it? So on top of that, right, the last time people had to make a decision, it could have been excruciating for them. So they probably don't have the energy to bother thinking about, let alone doing anything about changing things. And even if they have contemplated change, they would be worried about two things: making the wrong choice, because this might mean wasting time or money, or even worse, make them look like they don't know what they are doing, right? And having to break up with the incumbent with whom they might have a good relationship. So it can be difficult to give the bad news. So most of us would prefer not to. So that's a little of the backwash that you need to swim through in order to get this prospective customer to even listen to you or reply to you, your DM or email, however it is that you are reaching out to your prospect. Because it is, of course, a happy day when your call comes at a perfect time. Of course, right? Usually that's when something has changed in their circumstances, like they've lost their client, or there's a change in leadership, or it's New Year, they have the motivation to do things differently. It's a happy day when this happens. But a rare one, or commonly, inertia is going to answer your call with a side serving of defensiveness. Now, how to then get through the barrier? How do you engage someone in those initial few seconds? Well, I've asked ChatGPT, and here's what was suggested. Hello, my name is Michelle and I work with Ampli. May I have a moment of your time to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about our solution? And customers say, okay. Good one, ChatGPT. Very funny. But seriously, here's the more likely response, right? When you cold call, it won't be okay. What you'll be hearing is more likely to be no thanks. So, to avoid being shut down, this is what you should say. Hi Jane, this is Michelle from Ampli. Is this a bad time? Interestingly, people say no when being asked, is this a bad time? Why? Because they're already on the phone. They've bothered to answer. If they do say, yes, this is a bad time, then you can ask, when would suit them to do the call, right? And they'll probably inquire, what's this about? So Be ready with an answer, but more on that in a moment. Unfortunately, instead of is this a bad time? Most people ask, is this a good time? The problem with asking this question, right, is that it's easy to say no to. Remember, you are interrupting them. They're already doing something. Even if it's watching YouTube or Netflix, it's just going to be easy for them to just generate reasons why now is not a good time, right? Why now is not ideal. No. Is this a good time? No. Instead, when you ask, is this a bad time? Worst times that you could have called is probably not bad, right? Since it's not a bad time, they have effectively agreed to hearing what you have to say. There's something else that you can say to improve your odds of them being more receptive. The name drop. To further improve your odds, they will listen in to those first few seconds, both through your initial introduction with a referral. Here's an example. Hi Jane, this is Michelle from Ampli. Grace Ng suggests that I give you a call. Is this a bad time? Now, who is this mysterious referrer? It could be a receptionist, it could be an ex-colleague, it could be your current client, mutual LinkedIn contact. The closer and the more esteemed the relationship, the better. If they haven't actually referred you, this is a variation that you can try. Hi, Jane. This is Michelle from Ampli. I was thinking of Grace Ng, so I thought I'll give you a call. Is this a bad time now? If they say it's a bad time and ask you it is concerning, what should you say? Before we get into that, I want you to let you know that this video is a sample of content from my coaching membership, Momentum. I show you exactly how to grow your business and sell more of your stuff. You get live sessions with me, you get templates, scripts, and new content every single month. Join today at momboss.academy/momentum. Now, let's talk about what to say. If I ask you what is your call is concerning, here's what you should say. Grace Ng suggested I call or reach out because, or I'm thinking about Grace Ng, this might be completely off base, but I thought I'd give you a call because. For example, she thought you'd be interested in the approach that we're using to manage her social media, and it has saved her significant amount of time or money. Or because we will be in your area next week and are offering free appraisals, which Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon would be best for you. Or because we are offering a free benchmarking service that blah, 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 blah. Or because I've just published some new research on XYZ and I thought it would be of interest to you. What's your best email? And I can arrange to send it to you. Your objective as they try to rush you off the phone is to get an in so that you can restart your conversation next time. Ideally, that's a time in the diary, right? In the schedule, or at the very least, an email address or a point of contact. You might have noticed that I used the phrase completely off base in my response. And this actually serves the role of diffusing that tension. It makes you seem vulnerable and a little uncertain, and it increases the odds that they will reciprocate by saying, or at least thinking, no, you're not actually that off base, right? Let's imagine you have gone through those first few seconds. Now they're listening. What should you say now? Well, that's where I have to leave things because you are not yet a Momentum member. Remember, it's easy to join at momboss.academy/momentum. momentum. And your customer saying, we're good with that, I'm good, thank you, right? No thanks, objection. That inertia is your enemy. Your role is to gently lower your customer's defensive wall and be open to considering something new, but approaching it in an inquisitive, humble manner will more likely to engage their interest in hearing more. See you.